Hello everyone, welcome to another game in the JD Cymru South. This time, instead of at Newport Stadium, we're at the Cardiff International Sports Stadium for Newport City versus Cambrian United in the JD Cymru South. Now, both teams got on to winning ways. Of course, Newport City 3-1 winners over Ammanford in what was a really close and competitive game for the most part. Meanwhile, Cambrian United have won 3-1 over Cymru Celtic, which was a really impressive result. Now, in terms of course, last season and things to expect, due to these two teams never playing each other in a competitive game, this will be a good test to see which team is potentially going to be maybe up there. Depends how early on you talk about it. But Cambrian United, no pushover by any stretch of the imagination, finished 4th in the JD Cymru South last season and have been relatively stable ever since. It's a really good test for Newport City, of course, coming off of, like I mentioned, the 3-1 win against Ammanford, and hopefully we can continue that those winning results and those winning ways.
Good afternoon everyone on what is an absolutely stunning day in the Cardiff International Sports Stadium down here in Cardiff for a football game between first and second in the JD Cymru South after the opening game, that being Newport City hosting Cambrian United. Usually the Steelmen do play at Newport Stadium in Newport, but because of work that has been done at the ground, they've had to play here in Cardiff today. But as the ref signatures for the game to start, all players are prepared and the Steelmen kick off the game. First half here, starting off very quick with a long ball that has switched the play, but it has eventually rolled back to Cambrian United, who have been able to clear it up further. We then move on to a goal kick here with Cohen Reala hitting it far and long, and it looks like the attempt to be headed on is there, and it's a misplaced touch here from the Cambrian United defender. Callum Bateman is through one-on-one. It's really well saved at the near post, however, but that is an early sign of what could come here in the game for Newport City. Callum Bateman capitalising on a potential mistake there from the Cambrian United defender, and a burst of pace almost made it 1-0. Once again, the wings here are being used, and it does find Callum Bateman. Can he beat his first man? He can, with a really good burst of energy. Can anyone be found in the box? Not quite. Very close there to being a very beneficial opportunity once again to Newport City, but we're early on here and there is very good promising signs. Yet saying that, Cambrian United here on the counter-attack. Can the similar thing be made? Very close again, just nobody quite in the middle to reach it. The ball, however, does reach the opposite flank. Can it be delivered in with more efficiency this time? Doesn't quite beat the first man. A bit of scrambling in the box to try and get the ball. A shot from distance, just a bit too high. There's a lot of power behind that, but the foot has potentially just went under the ball a little bit there, and it will go out for a Newport City goal kick. Ball being played down the middle here. Can he find Nat Jarvis, who is playing further forward? He does, with a brilliantly timed ball, and it is converted into the top corner of the net. However, there are appeals for offside there, and it will be interesting to see what the officials do think of this. But off of the basis of it, we're seeing the Newport City players celebrating Nat Jarvis, really starting well in this season. The Steelmen have created quite a few openings in this first half, and they have been able to finally capitalise on one of them. But off the basis of what the refs have decided, it may be ruled out here. It does sound like the goal will unfortunately not be awarded. Off the restart for the disallowed goal, Newport City play a very high and long ball, but it can't quite reach his man, and it will be once again hit out wide. It's a lot of just overall contention in the middle of the park for the ball. It does find Callum Bateman, who's had a very prolific game so far. He shoots from distance, and it's not quite on target, but the power on that and the intention of it was brilliant irregardless. However, it still remains 0-0 as this first half comes towards a close, but as mentioned, very entertaining. Callum Bateman has definitely had a very positive first half, beating his man on more than one occasion. Reala will be able to re-deliver and see if he can create anything from it. Nat Jarvis does attempt to reach it and head it, however, a foul is committed there, and it does look like the Cambrian United player almost just rolled under Nat Jarvis in that aerial contention. corner for Newport City here. It is going to be an outswinger as opposed to an in-swinger. Can somebody find it in the middle of the box? There's a bit of a scramble to see if anyone can get onto it. The shot is... And however, the chance isn't quite over yet. Is there going to be one more potential opportunity? It is really close there. Just a bit too high once again. However, there was a very good intent towards that corner and that set piece. Very dangerous. The ball is hit high and wide from the Newport City defence, and that is a really good touch from the Cambrian United players, who does well to drift out wide and beat his man. However, it does go out, and the referee will be signalling for half-time. A very evenly contested game in this first half. Very cagey, not too many chances. However, Newport City, you would potentially argue, have had the better of it. Half-time, 0-0. Out here ready for the second half. Of course, the only thing that has changed is the side that both teams are shooting towards, and Cambrian United get us kicked off, and immediately it's a very long ball that has a good amount of accuracy towards it, and the header is mishit, and it will go out very early on in the second half. Good possession play here from Newport City, just passing it around the back, trying to find an option to play towards to potentially create a goal, and those wide options are being used really well once again. A big switch of play, trying to find Nat Jarvis. It does, head is a little bit too hard, and it does fall towards Cambrian United, who will try here on the break, but that is a really good tackle to deny any form of momentum they can bring. It is a little bit of a trick there on the ball. Cambrian United trying to drive the ball forward. They do play a very nice switch on the ground. Touch is a little bit heavy, but he's still retained the ball. An attempt to cut inside. It has found the number 11, who beats his man really well from distance, drills it into the box, and nobody is there once again to meet him. Throw in here for Newport City. Again, what we saw against Ammanford was very dangerous off of throw-ins, and it is potentially a really dangerous shot from distance. It's low towards the bottom right corner. However, it is hit just a bit too far, but once again, the throw-in created that opening and that chance to take it on from distance. And while it may not have ended out in the back of the net, it's once again positive signs that Newport City are definitely not trying to hold out for a draw and will try to take this game by the teeth. Bit of an awkward bounce here, as there's a bit more of a scramble of possession in the middle of the pitch. However, it does end out with the Steelmen, who are trying to build something here on the flank. A ball hits, it nearly goes in there. It's a cross that has actually nearly dipped under the bar. However, it's potentially hit too early to go on target, which is bizarre to say given the fact that the angle on that was absolutely incredible to try what looked to be an effort. But more build-up here from Newport City as they try to create a chance and create an opening from those really dangerous wings that we've seen so far. And once again, it's being utilised. We're seeing here Callum Bateman trying to win the ball. Unfortunately, he can't quite win it. But that press from Newport City has meant that they have contended again to get possession. However, Cambrian United are out here on the wing. Really good tackle once again to pause any form of danger within that counter-attacking play. The ball once again here is in possession with the Steelmen on the wings, the right-hand side this time. Can something be created with? Of course, the last chance was that cross that nearly went in. Good possession won there by Cambrian United. However, that is a really ambitious challenge to try and win the ball back. It will end out what looks to be by a Cambrian United free kick. Throw-in taken from Cambrian United, really dangerous into the box, really powerful, but there could be room here for Newport City to launch a counter-attack on the wings. Ball is played potentially a bit too slow to keep the same momentum. However, it's drilled towards the box, nearly slips away there from the Cambrian United goalkeeper. However, it does just about trickle out. Newport City here win a corner, and it looks to be once again an outswinger. Can it reach anyone in the middle? Very highly contested in the box. It has found a blue shirt. Can it be converted? Drifted out wide once again. Can a re-delivery be hit into the box with pace? It does have pace, but it is well cleared by the yellow shirts, just to make sure, of course, it does remain, for now, 0-0. However, these throw-ins have proven to be potentially dangerous. It is towards the area again. A lot of pressure here from Newport City. The Cambrian United goalkeeper does punch the ball clear, and we're going to see once again another dangerous set piece here, an outswinging corner for Newport City. Can anyone reach it this time? Hits the post and just about goes out. That is probably the closest we've been, other than the offside goal earlier on in the first half. That is the closest we've seen. It has hit the post, but instead of rolling into the goal, it's just about rolled out and it's cleared away for what is once again another potentially dangerous throw-in. Does it have the power to be redelivered? It does. Does anyone quite meet it? It does. It hits the bar. There's debate here of handball. Honestly, while watching, I'm unsure whether that is the goalkeeper who's got a hand on it or whether that is the Cambrian United player. However, that is incredibly close to an opener for Newport City in what has been a very dominant display by them in the past 15 minutes or so. However, we are, of course, now going out for a Cambrian United goal kick. More of a contention for possession here. You can see Newport City are trying to put on a bit of pressure, and they do win it with inside the Cambrian United half here. Is anything about to be created? Unfortunately, the ball just slips out of reach. However, we are going to see a very potentially dangerous here free kick for the Steelmen that is very, very close and very reasonable to be from shooting distance. The shot is going to be taken on. It just about goes past the post. It was almost aiming there for the bottom corner as opposed to the top. However, it does just about trickle past, and potentially when you see on the replay there of the goalkeeper diving, it would have potentially been covered anyway. However, really good effort. Newport City are showing really good signs here. An attempted break here by Cambrian United can only find a blue shirt, and a very long ball that is a switch of players going in the direction of Kofi Rowe. Can he keep hold of it? He does really well. It does find a blue shirt, and it is drilled without him. It looks like he may go for an effort from distance here. The power there is really good, but it just about trickles past our bottom right post again. However, within these opening 20 minutes, I suppose, of the second half, it's been very, very positive. Potentially dangerous position for Cambrian United, and it does find a yellow shirt. Can he beat his man convincingly? Yes, he can. It's drilled out towards just about the edge of the area. Really good skill to find an opening, and then a half volley is hit. And honestly, for the distance that was hit and the difficulty it would have been, that is not a bad effort at all, and it's a very good, well-worked move from Cambrian United. However, we're moving on here to a goal kick for Cambrian United. Of course, hit high and long as you'd expect and as we've seen all game. Can it reach a yellow shirt? No, it can't. It's re-delivered back out to Riello in goal, who will re-deliver it with a lower kick towards the centre, but it does find Nat Jarvis. Can he find his option of Kofi Rowe on the wing? Yes, he can. Can he cut inside convincingly? Very, very nearly. However, the defending from the yellow shirts is very positive. Very big tackle there, and there's an option here for potential delivery into the box. Hits in well, cleared well, and that's almost the repetition that we've seen this game. It's got very, very close to the Steelmen, particularly on a number of occasions. However, it's just about not ended out in the back of the net. Dangerous throw in here, which is taken long into the area. Can anyone reach it? Little bit of a miscommunication in the box there, and an acrobatic effort doesn't quite end out in the back of the net. However, there's a scurry to see which team can get the ball re-delivered in from Newport City. However, not quite reached by anyone, but it's played once again out to that right-hand side. There's potential here for potentially another delivery, but not quite, and it will just go out. We're within the final seconds of the game here, and Cambrian United can see if there's one more chance. However, it does not quite look like that, and it does look like the referee has blown his whistle for full time. The game looked like it was almost dying for a goal. However, neither team quite had the finishing quality to pull it off. The game ends 0-0 with both teams remaining unbeaten in their JD Cymru South campaign after the first two games. So, thank you all for watching, and on what is now a cold, quite dark evening in Cardiff, I wish you all the best. 0-0 here, and we move on to our next game where hopefully we can finish some more chances and get the 3 points that our really good creative play deserves.
So, how would you assess today's game?
To be fair, it was a good game, tight game. I think we dominated with the possession and had far more opportunities to score, so a bit frustrating not taking the 3 points, but it's another game down and we'll look forward to Friday now.
Well, of course, it was, like you mentioned, a very competitive game against two really good sides who actually haven't played each other competitively. So in terms of assessing, I suppose, them as well, how do you think your two teams did match up there?
Yeah, obviously Cambrian have well established in this division, and they got some high quality players with a great coaching setup. So we knew we were in for a tough battle. As for us, I think, yeah, we demonstrated a lot of stuff we've been working on. Things are starting to move in the right direction, but ultimately it's about winning a game of football, and it's frustrating we didn't do that tonight.
Yeah, of course. Now, in terms of course, preparing for the next game we play in the league, is there any things that you noticed from that game in particular that you'd like to work on in build-up to it?
I don't want to give away too much, and it's a short turnaround to obviously having Lido on Friday night, but yeah, there are elements of the game I think we'll pick up in the change room and hopefully analyse it before Friday night and get a bit of feedback to the lads to try and improve for Friday.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
Pleasure.